Who is Jesus to you?
Oh, Jesus to me, He's my Savior. He gave me new life, and He's helping me through when I'm in need. He strengthened my faith in my life. Whenever I have any darkness time, He is the one shine on me and guiding me through the darkness and through my hardship.
If you could ask God a question, what would it be?
Oh, that is a big question. If I could ask God a question, I feel like I ask God questions every day, and in a way where it's not questioning the works of God, but more so, what is my purpose? Why am I here? How do I serve better? You said one question, but clearly this is my dialogue with God like every day. Like I kind of feel like the personal relationship I have with God is one where we are dialoguing and politicking and just figuring things out together. I don't necessarily hear like an answer back, obviously, but there are things that then happen in my life where I'm like, oh, I see God's trying to talk to me in this way. So like in terms of like one question, I don't have one full question I could ask, but like a multitude of questions that are aligned to just like my purpose and why I'm here and what exactly is my role in the grander scheme of this thing we call life, you know? That's okay.
How did your understanding of who God is change since your childhood, or did it?
I would say it's changed slightly, but not that much, actually. When I was a child, at a very young age, God kind of, formed me. And I had lots of questions, and I kind of felt extremely uncomfortable as a kid. And somehow, through a science teacher, I was led to a group, sort of like this. And they just talked about God. And it kind of changed my life. A relationship developed between God and myself. And God kind of became my best friend. And I don't really think it's changed that much. But what I think has changed is my view of how circumstances affect me and life in general. God's still the same wonderful, loving, supporting spouse in a way in my life. And I don't think it's changed that much.
How does what you believe about God influence what you do?
Well, I think that what I believe about God influences most of what I do. I believe that God is available to us and present to us through each other, and through love, through loving each other. So I see that as my kind of guide through life. Like for instance, the Santa Maria Guild, which meets here this afternoon, which Nicole is familiar with, she's been a part of. We make things for people we make quilts or prayer shawls or lap robes while we pray for them. So I feel like praying for others, making gifts for others is a part of being connected to God for me. And so I think it's all really a part of the same thing, knowing God and seeing God in the people around me and reaching out to them in whatever ways I can. I don't do it perfectly or always as much as I would like to, but I think that for me, what I believe about God is that God works through us and in us and connects all of us, and that we have to keep striving to do that.
What did your family teach you about God when you were a child?
So I was born in Czechoslovakia to a family that believed in Christ, and this was during the time of communism. So my parents taught me that because we believe in Christ, we are different than the other people, that we should not sort of associate with them. We should have friends only with people that are believers. And they also taught me, similarly to what other people are saying, that I have to obey God, that God is somebody that I have to take very seriously, and I have to fear Him, and that there was not much talk about love. It was more about all the rules that we had to follow. For example, that if you show respect to God by not wearing jeans to church, not wearing t-shirt with any things that is written on it. If you buy something new, like a cloth, you have to first wear it to church. So these were like signs or external signs that we were supposed to follow to distinguish ourselves from the people that were outside.
Why did you start coming to Grace?
So I started coming to Grace about 3 months ago, and my partner, now fiance, and I come from very different religious backgrounds. He grew up Presbyterian, Protestant, very like Hillsong, Let's Stand with Billy Graham church, and I grew up very Filipino Roman Catholic. So let's just stand and not sing, and just chant a lot. And so we had tried going to a lot of different churches, and some from his tradition, some from my traditions, and nothing really fit for us. So we Googled like inclusive churches, Jersey City, and Grace was one of the first churches on the list. And literally the first time we came in, we were like, well, we found it. Like, we've been dating for 4 years, and we're like, this is the church. We found a home.